Okay. Let me see what we got here. One second. Go live on all platforms. Man, what we got going on here? Homepage. Hmm. One minute. One second. Where we at? Look at the chat. Where's the live chat? Okay, let me look at something real quick. Okay, 1 second. I gotta fix this thing up here. Why isn't the chat showing up on the screen? Okay. Can y'all people hear me? Let me see something for YouTube. What? Yes, okay. Y'all can hear me loud and clear. Just double checking. Okay. Okay, for some apparent reason, this chat is not coming up on the screen quickly enough. So I'll be looking forward here. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, let me look at this. Can you talk about, okay. God damn, why is, okay, finally. Can you talk about, okay, I'm going to read this off the board. Can you talk about the benefits of working with Legba Metcalfu and how aggressive he is towards enemies? I would say Legba Metcalfu. Some may refer to Legba Metcalfu as Legba Kafu or something of that sort. I would say that this is the younger version of Metcalfu. That manifestation is the younger version of the spirit of Metcalfu. Metcalfu is a gatekeeper, but he's a very powerful spirit. When Legba Metcalfu appears, you find that it's a younger manifestation, but that spirit usually manifests as a clique of people. as like a gang. They never come up, Legbal Metkafu, that spirit never comes alone. There's basically, he's always accompanied by another group of spirits. But as far as the aggression is concerned, yes, that spirit is very aggressive, very powerful spirit. And just like the older manifestation, that spirit can be very violent as well. But just because you serve that spirit doesn't mean that you should keep your guard down, because, you're dealing with a very dark spirit, and that spirit has its own ways. So you don't want to be dealing with a spirit that can ultimately turn on you. How is a man traveling the world? So listen, we got nonsense in chat whatsoever. Let me you know what? So listen, let's entertain this right here. What we got going on here? What okay, next. Listen. What we got? What we got going on here? Nah, listen. So I heard about people turning people saints. Is that possible? Of course it's possible. Basically, when we're talking about spirits in general, when we're talking about spirits, we call it retire munandlo. That is a ritual where people who have passed on are brought up from the realms of the dead. When they say retire munandlo, we make a reference to water as being the source for or which our souls return. So when they say retire munandlo, we're removing the spirit. We're removing the spirit from the primeval waters. So the thing is, when we are doing such ritual, we're basically lifting a soul up and making it so that we have access to them on earth. This is when we say making a person into a saint, we're actually canonizing the spirit of someone who has passed on. So this thing can be done with anyone. And this is how a lot of lois are found in Vodou, where you find basically a person who has passed on, they are lifted up and now they become a guardian of that area whatsoever. And this is why you have so many spirits in Vodou that many people don't know of. Let me see something real quick. So can you discuss Erzulie Danto? Oh my God, can you discuss Erzulie Danto on Diddy's back? This is a TikTok question here. Erzulie Fueda can be aggressive as Danto. Listen, we got so much Erzulie Danto questions here tonight. Okay, listen. This is for my TikTok, and I see somebody, Kimberly, what is Kamaji or something like that. So listen, Erzulie Danto. Can I express Erzulie Danto? Listen, I'm not here to make a legal judgment call on Diddy's situation, but what I will say is the spirit of Erzulie Danto is a very powerful spirit. And like I said before, faut pas négligent. I mean, there's songs that tell you that over and over. You can't be negligent. You know what I'm saying? Basically, when you're serving that spirit, you got to be on point with what you're doing. Because listen, that spirit can make you do some crazy things. And if you're not a person that has strong self-control, you're going to find yourself destroying your life and ruining your life. See, listen, many people talk about, Erzulie Danto as if, it's a very positive energy. No, Erzulie Danto falls in Pitwo. Petwo is an aggressive side of Vodou. If you want to say violent, then that's what it is. Let's be real. Erzulie Danto is the queen of Petwo nation. So when you have the divide in Vodou where you have Rada, Rit Rada, the right of Rada, and you have Petwo as one right whatsoever, or nation. Petwo, nation of spirits, are hot. They're very violent. So when a person serves the spirit, they may be a tempered person before they serve the spirit. Now they become crazy. Some people don't understand when that energy gets into your spirit, they begin to have different inclinations. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why listen. That's what I'm saying. When you listen, there's a reason why Haitian Vodou is really in its own category. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, Vodou is a very aggressive tradition. And it's a very aggressive tradition in a sense that we don't take nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've said this in the past. If you go watch my old videos, like the vintage catalog I got up there, and I talk about Erzulie Danto a lot in the past. And I would tell people that Erzulie Danto, if you don't play your cards right, she can hurt your children. See, people don't want to hear this type of stuff. Man, the American audience don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to hear, oh my God, yes, oh my God, yes, she's a beautiful spirit. Oh my God, yes. No, Vierge Marie, no. You guys got to understand, when you're dealing with Erzulie Danto, that is a very aggressive spirit. And don't let her go sideways. See, what people have been able to do was extract the demonic side of Erzulie Rouge out of Erzulie Danto. You see, you got to understand, Erzulie Danto has a split personality. When she goes into rage, that's when she becomes Erzulie Rouge. But a good person, or that's good in magie, knows how to extract that and use it solely for its own purpose. But when Erzulie becomes Rouge, what does Rouge mean? It means red eyes. When you see Erzulie Rouge with red eyes, that means, listen, she's not here to play. Listen, a lot of men have went down. Listen, this is what I'm saying. When people be saying, oh my God, this is a backlash because of what he's been doing. Listen, the whole song of Set Couteau whatsoever behind Erzulie Danto's name, Set Couteau in Haitian Creole is 7 stabs of a knife, right? Poignardé, So the story goes, back in the day, there was a guy who was doing this to his wife, right? And from there, that's what brought on the whole song of Set Couteau, because they felt that was a manifestation of her. When you're dealing with Erzulie Danto, or when you're a child of Erzulie Danto, domestic violence situations may come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, there's a couple other things I don't need to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in the circle, you're not in the circle. But if you know, you know. But if you don't, you don't. But Erzulie Danto is a spirit that you got to be very careful with. It's fragile. It's a spirit that's very fragile. Before I dealt with her, hold on. Let me see something. Before I dealt with her, come on, why is this thing not running up? Okay, let me look at this. Good question. Hold on, we having a good Erzulie Danto conversation for tonight. Hold on. Why is this thing lagging? Okay, 1 second. That's the point. Okay. Big facts. Yes. Okay. Before I dealt with her, I really knew about her, and I wouldn't even look. Why is that thing in a direction in the shrine? I mean, listen. The thing is, but rather than approaching Loi Erzulie Danto with, oh my God, mother, I would prefer you approach that spirit with fear and respect. Like they say, how to say this? Pardon, pa guéri maladie, which means pardon, asking for pardon doesn't heal illnesses, which means that being nice is not cutting the mustard when it comes to that spirit. So, listen, I've seen many, there's certain things I can't say on social media because I don't want my videos viewership going down. But listen, Erzulie Danto is known for this, bringing people down. And when I mean down, I'm not talking about what you see. Oh my God, a drop a sponsor. That's nothing. A drop a sponsor. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I think I say this to people. If Erzulie Danto really had a problem, and if he truly is serving Erzulie Danto, if she truly have had a problem with what he did, old boy wouldn't be around here today. He wouldn't be here today. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to take this concept of oh my God, this pie in the sky, this tree hugger philosophy out of the equation. You got to take it out of the equation completely. See, Vodou is a different animal. What you call good and bad may not be what's considered good or bad in Vodou. But other than that, listen, I'm going to move off of this Erzulie Danto situation and let's move into something else. Okay, let me look at the next question. What's the remedy for gambling? Listen, let me tell you something. Someone just asked me in the chat, what's the remedy for gambling? You know what? I'm going to share a story with you, right? I'm going to give you two stories. Let me remove this off the board real quick. We had this highlighted. Let me remove this off the highlight. Because I'm about to give you a story, right? This person just asked me a question. What's a remedy for gambling? I'm going to put it like this to you. A remedy for gambling. I had two uncles. One uncle was very good at dreams. This guy could dream, come up with numbers. I mean, listen, this guy would go to sleep and he would come up with numbers. And tell you the truth, back in the day, we had this thing where the spirit would just give me numbers. Okay, I'll be around my uncle. Something about this. As soon as I be around him, the spirits would just shoot me numbers. Just shoot me numbers. I see this number. I see that number. Listen, this guy would go play those numbers. It would come out. But the thing about it with him, he would play, but then again, he was what we call paresseux in Haitian Creole. Paresseux means he's lazy. I mean, listen, this guy was good, but when it came to his duties of serving the spirit, this guy was lazy. So he'd get money, then the money would crash. This guy was good. So for him, it kind of worked for him, but his laziness was what ultimately his laziness is what ultimately caused him to not be where he needed to be in life, right? So in a sense, it's good because it kind of worked for him, but he was just lazy. So now there's another situation where there's this guy, a family member. Listen, I think this guy won $500,000. No lie. I swear. This family member won $500,000. What did he do in the 90s? He got all his truck. He got all these trucks. And he moved down to Haiti. So what happened? One night he's in his house. People come in. They rob him. Right? They put a pistol in like close to his wife's head, right? and they demanded that he goes to the bank and empty out all the money. So that's what he did. But in the midst of this happening, rumors is going around that his wife set him up. So now, moving from that, when he came back to America, this guy was living in America. He was living with my moms and the whole nine. When he came back to America, he was a broken man. He lost everything. This guy quit his job, did everything, moved to Haiti, bought 4 to 5 trucks, everything, and came back within a year, lost everything. This is pretty much a cycle of how gambling works. See, with gambling, it's a strange thing because people that gamble, they always end up losing in the long run. So even though my uncle was talented, something about that gambling, for me, I don't gamble. I actually despise gambling. I feel like if you're going to do something, put your money into something that can be maintained. You know what I'm saying? When I do money work for people, you got to have a job, you got to have a career, you got to be a hustler or something like that. I'd rather put money magic into something like that rather than gambling, risk taking. So you gain money, you gain whatever, how much money you gain today. Now you go gamble tomorrow and you lose. See, gambling, even when you're doing magie, sometimes you may even break even. There's no such thing as a winning streak with magie, where you're constantly winning, and the ball doesn't stop rolling. There's going to be a point in time where the ball's going to stop rolling and it's going to pick up again. But who wants to take that risk? So now looking at the situation with my uncle, what really affected me was one day when I was younger, I went to a store and I saw him after he came back to America, a broken man. This guy wouldn't eat. This guy stayed in his room. I went to the corner store and guess where I saw him? On the line to play the lottery. That was one thing that really affected me as a child. That was like, holy shit, I don't ever want that to be me again. This guy was online hooked to lottery tickets, hoping that he would win the lottery once again. Cold demonstration, man. Cold demonstration. So, yeah, I would say the remedy for gambling, look at what everyone else has went through. Look at what everyone else has been through and see what the outcome has been for most of the people who have won the lottery. Even when you do your research, watch documentaries about people who have won the lottery, it's never good. It's always, these people meet their bitter end after they lose the lottery. And win the lottery, it never works out for them. So I would be careful and think, try to put your reason before what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, is it an addiction? I don't know. But I would just say this. Sometimes people need a rude awakening. When they realize that, oh my God, this is what's about to happen. This is what about to happen. Maybe that can basically call you to change your life around, or maybe kill that. Because some people just don't learn just by somebody telling them. I can tell you not to gamble, but it's really, you have to experience it for yourself and realize, oh my God, maybe this is something I shouldn't be doing. Okay, let me look at my let me get this thing back on. Okay, what we have here? What we have here? What the hell? Let me see what we got here. One second. I'm just looking at something real quick. Remember you gave numbers? What is this? Oh, somebody got me. whoa, 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 whoa. Somebody, what? That's a super chat. I'm gonna remember somebody. Hold on. What the hell? They got. Let me see this. Hey, Big L, got my hand of Ifa a few years ago. I'm going to touch on the Ifa thing. 1 second. Remember, you gave me numbers last year and a set came out, and my mother, I can't see the rest of it because it's covered. Okay. And my mother didn't even play them. I mean, I don't remember. Listen, there's so, let me tell you something. AP, there's so much things people be telling me about, and I don't even remember it. So therefore, we have a client here that basically is bringing up a situation where I gave her a set of numbers and they actually came out whatsoever. See, the thing about, let me explain to you about numbers, lottery numbers. The thing about them is it's very tricky. I know one guy, he's good at it. He's good at it. He's one case that I'd say he's kind of good at it. I don't know how this guy does it, but this guy can play the lottery. But I gave this client a set of numbers last year. Let me tell you something. When the numbers come to me, I may be sitting here like right now. Let me tell you something. Right now, I'm seeing either 185, 2. Either, listen, lottery number 185, 2. Now, or if it's not 185, 2, then it's 158, 2. And that's how the numbers come to me. They come to me strange like that. And listen, they come to me like that. Like right now, another number that's coming out to me is 127. These numbers is just coming to me just like that. Again, I don't know what these things are. They just come to me. But let me chill with that. Let me chill with that. I mean, if you got those numbers, you got those numbers. But listen, let me look at this right here. Somebody gave me a super chat. Come on, where's the super chat? Somebody gave me a super chat. When's that going to come up? This shit is so fucking frozen. Excuse my language. Oh, I gotta stop cursing. Oh my God. Hi, Big L. Hi, Big L. Got my hands of Ifa a few years ago, but Loa visit me heavy. I can't even see it on the board because there's a whole bunch of things blocking it. Other people's question. Hold on. Got my hands of Ifa a few years ago, but the Loa visit heavy. How do I transition to serving them? First and foremost, listen, let me tell you something. You don't want to be putting your spoon. It's not good practice to take your spoon in oatmeal, your spoon in oatmeal, and then use the same spoon to drink Campbell's soup. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you don't want to be blending things like that because it's like, you may find people in the community looking at you as like, what are you doing? Are you a charlatan? But then again, that's really the complication that you'll find in America. When you travel abroad, it's not as that strict. Today, one thing I realized in America about traditions, is that it becomes very fundamental. In America, people are very fundamental about things. So if you get into the practice, people are going to expect for you to be solely that practice. And that can definitely bring up some controversy. But I know a lot of Vodouisans, for me, from the country, straight in the country, that cross-train. They have the Loa that they serve, and then they got separate Loa separate spirits that they deal with on the side. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to basically make that distinction you have to make that distinction if you're in a Ile or something like that. Talk to those people if it's even compatible. But, if it's even compatible, some spirits are not compatible. You see, some Loa are not compatible. So that's one thing that you may run into when serving spirits. Are these spirits compatible? Are they able to work together? But again, for me, if you are initiated into one tradition, fine. Vodou is a tradition where it's we don't get into a lot of politics. Like prime example, you may find in one tradition, like in some religions in Latin America, you can't be part of this tradition and then join this tradition here. That's impossible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, in some traditions in Latin America, you can't go and be initiated in this religion and then move into this religion. See, Vodou is different. You can do whatever you want. But I say this, whomever you deal with, you got to make sure they're compatible with your spiritual family. Because you may get into dealing with certain spirits and now you start serving them and now you start having problems because they're not in your spiritual court. They're not even spiritually compatible with you. Okay. Okay, let me take this down. Next. Man, these super chats is coming in nice and smooth. Okay, let me see this here. Let's wait for this to get up on the screen real quick. Okay, okay, very good. Oh man. Okay. 1 second. Was you into magic back in the days? Any spirits for combat you recommend? You was trained under Dan Magal. Man, I was young, dumb, and stupid. I wasn't thinking nothing about this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't taking this stuff serious. You know, for me, it was there, but I didn't care too much about it. That was back in the days when I was young, dumb, and stupid. But if I was smart like I am, if I was smart, I would definitely start serving Ogu. Or if I would go the Ifa route or Santeria route, I would go with Shango. If you're going in combat sports, you want combative deities to be on your side. You was training under Dan. Yes, I was training under Dan Maragliata. Yes, Dan Maragliata, cool dude. I'm gonna tell you this, Dan Maragliata, I have nothing but good things to say about him. This guy took a youngster that didn't know that was out there, man, and turned him into a fighting machine, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he put Gaston Soumouin. You know what I'm saying? He put the man on me. So basically, I'm gonna tell you, Dan Maragliata, you know, I don't know what he's doing now and stuff like that, but I would definitely say good dude. The guy helped me out. He made me into who, like, partially of who I am today. You know what I'm saying? The reason I can talk the way I talk today with confidence and feel the way I feel is because of, you know, my background. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that when they put you in a cage with somebody straight from prison, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you a crazy story. Man, I'm telling you, I had to be soaking wet 150 at the age that I was when I was fighting for Dan Maragliata, right? They put me in a ring with this ex-con. I'm telling you, this ex-con was missing teeth right here and stuff like that. Big, muscle-bound white boy. Not no white boy that was fat. Not no white boy that was fat. I'm talking about big prison white boy. You know what I'm saying? Corn-fed prison white boy, man. And I was sparring. That boy, that boy did not take it easy on me. I thought I had a boxing background. I'm telling you, that guy had to be at least 230, 250, and I was 150. And it was a sparring. And that boy, when I tell you it hits, man, I started thinking I was going to go box with that guy. Man, that boy hit me once. I was like, oh, God, damn, my brain started ringing. That's when I stepped back, and everybody started saying, go for the legs. So I started carrying that boy legs up. You know how them Thai kicks are. If you're a fighter, you know Thai kicks are not karate kicks. Thai kicks, you're kicking with your shin bone. Oh, that white boy could not take those kicks to the leg, man. His knees was definitely giving out on him. And that's when he said he ain't want no more. But that's all that training. Back in the day, they definitely had us in there, rotating, sparring in the gym, man. But those were the good old days, man. But listen, I'm going to move on to my conversation. But again, to answer your question, I would go with, if it's Vodou, I would go with Ogu. If it's Santeria or whatever, Ifa, I would go with Shango. But then you're going to get those warriors anyway if you go to Ifa direction. So anyway, yeah, let me move off of this real quick. Next, what we got here? Okay, man, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Where's on me? What if you come from the cultural backgrounds of two set? They're asking a question. I mean, like I said, I think I answered that already. Okay. Word Booker, is it required to put a family god on yourself, or is it automatic? Okay. Oh my God. Someone just asked me about a family god. Is it required to put a family god on you? See, listen, that all depends on where you're from. You know what I'm saying? That all depends on where you're from, where your family's lineage is from. For me, I'm like this. We never had to put any god on. If anything, you know what I'm saying? The god is like jewelry. For us, some people get the god engraved in their skin. It's actually, it's cut into their skin. Like being scratched in palo. But that all depends on where you're from. We never went through any of that. We serve our law, and that was a protection. I know someone in 21 divisions. When I say 21 divisions, I don't want people to get this thing confused as, it's a whole nother tradition. It's Vodou, but on the Dominican side. This person never been scratched. I was walking with this person. I seen some crazy stuff happen. That's when I knew they had the puissance. They had the power. You know what I'm saying? When you walk with it, when you serve certain spirits and you're loyal and dedicated to that spirit's going to protect you regardless if you have any of their jewelry on or not. That spirit is with you. It's in you, not upon you. So listen, guides and stuff like that, listen, when you have a contract with a loi, that's one of the best forms of protection. But the thing about that is this. People be asking me, yo, can you collect me with this loi? Can you collect me? My thing is this, I got to know who you are, man. That's not just something I'm just going to give out to person. And next thing they think, no. This is not a fad. This is serious business here, I would say when it comes to Vodou, there's probably a handful of people that I brought into the religion. Throughout the 8 years that I've been on social media, it's probably only a handful of people that I brought into the religion of Vodou, right? But that's a whole nother story. Let's see what we got here. Okay, someone asked me a question. We're changing, man, we changing. Hold on. Someone asked me a question on TikTok. They said, what does it mean when you do a breakup spell on someone and basically they're getting closer and closer and closer? Good question. Closer and closer and closer can mean a couple of things. How long ago did you do the spell? Because if you did something and it's only been a couple of days and you're expecting for something to play out for you, I think that's foolishness on your behalf. Now, some things take time. See, a lot of you people, you're new to this. Y'all don't, you're new to this, so you're expecting for things. Okay, I'm gonna answer that. Nago, ma ba réponse tout à l'heure. But listen, some of you expect for things to manifest for you within a couple of days, and that's why you check out when you basically don't see things happening for you. You got to give this thing some time. You know what I'm saying? For you to see the results, for you to see the manifestation of what you're doing, you got to give this thing some time. You know what I'm saying? So if they're getting closer, that could mean also that you haven't given it enough time. Sometimes it's better that they get close in order for you to see the breakup happen. For me, I don't like doing breakups on people that are too distant, like 2 countries away or 2 cities apart, like 2 states away. I like people when they live together. Shoot, if you moving in, that's better for you. That's better for me. Because now that's a guarantee that you guys are going to be around each other. So the fighting is definitely going to happen. I prefer people to be close, to get closer. Yeah. But again, you got to make sure you know what you're doing, because you could put something like that together and it's just the work that's not done correctly. That's what it is. You're seeing that type of manifestation. Okay, let me get to this super chat real quick. Hold on. Ms. Ami, look at all this. Okay. Let me wait for this thing to heat up on the screen. This thing be slow. Okay. Can you talk about selling souls, man? Look at all these super chats, man. Can you talk about selling souls for wealth and love? See, the thing about that is more. See, the selling souls thing, man. It's like this. When you sell someone, it's kind of like you're drawing, let's say love part, right? You give someone up to a spirit that can bring you love. Now you start seeing copies of them coming your way. Copies of the person coming your way. You sell someone or you give that person up. Now, you may see, if that person is being stubborn, you may see other people coming your way. So now you can take that as an opportunity. While that person begins to suffer, you can meet new people. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way. But now another way is where you can sell someone and now you start seeing your finances, your life picking up. Because now you gave that person up, but as that person's life goes down, yours is actually picking up. And that's pretty much all it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you got someone, but usually when it comes to the love situation, I recommend that you get someone that you like or you find attractive, because the copies are going to come. The copies, that person may look like the person that you're trying to bring to you. It may be that person directly. They're going to look like the person. They may even sound like the person. They may even dress like the person that you're trying to work on. So listen, let me get back to this right here. What we have here? My mettez ça sur écran. Let's see if this thing comes up right now. Pas un problème, famille. Moins question sur mouchoir. How do you charge? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I can't tell you all of that. How do you charge it? Pas telling people how you do this, how you do that. Nah, that's not what we do here, man. Let me see something. Bagay di bagay comme ça. Bagay pour dire comment pour faire bagay comme ça. Non, nous bagay di bagay comme ça. Non, c'est parce que trop moun k'ap suivre. All right. Comment y Haïtien boko? OK. Bon travail famille. Ou son bel exemple pour vrai exemple pour nous vrai Haïtien conséquent. Yo kap fait bagay yo bien à Nago. Merci. Yeah, et comme ça ba yo, yeah, you know saying, faut leur faire travail. You know saying, faut bien faire travail yo. You know saying, moi c'est un bon corps, mais j'ai respect pour toute communauté vaudou. You know saying, leur faire magie, fait le bien. Et puis tout va passer bien, man. You know saying? Et ça lié, man. Moi son nèg, me concentrer sur magie. You know what I'm saying? Fais bagay yo droite. Pas non fais bagay escroquerie. You know what I'm saying? Et ça que fait me respect jodi a. C'est parce que yo, me fais bagay yo genre pour yo fait. Fais bagay yo propre. Yeah. All right, yeah. So let me move off of that. Okay, what we have here? Mes amis, what we have here? Let's see what's going to pop up on the screen here. Man, we got a live show tonight. Everybody tuning in. Hold on. Let me see this. I have a sister whom I don't have a relationship with. Same father, but very jealous of my relate. Oh, make Ms. on me, man. Ms. on me. We got one of these situations. I've heard of this situation before. But is very jealous of the relationship my dad and I had between. I am the firstborn. She wants me dead, but protected. She wants me dead, I guess, but I'm protected. It's been 2 years. Do you think she will ever give up or will she keep trying to hurt me? I'm going to stoop to her level by trying to retaliate. Should I let it should I let it go or retaliate? My shit, listen. I would say this: leave no stones unturned. You know what I'm saying? If someone's attacking you, you have by all right to defend yourself. But make sure that person is really attacking you and you're not just assuming that they're attacking you. Because in this community, we have a lot of people today that assume people are doing spiritual work to them. They assume that someone is attacking them. And that's not even what the case is. Not at all. Period. So that's what I have to say about that. Mm-hmm. So listen, let me look at what's the name. Hold on one second. Woo! This live is short. Sometimes I can't keep up with these lives, man, because there's so much questions coming in. Well, I'm answering what questions, so much questions coming in. One second. Okay. Does serving Dambala prevent women from becoming pregnant? I don't know. Dambala is not a spirit that I personally serve like that. So I can't really answer that question for you. Okay, someone asked me a question. Someone just asked me a question. Do I think Ifa is stronger than Vodou? This is a question that I'm getting on TikTok. I would say this. Ifa is a religion. And most of what I've seen in Ifa is religious. One thing a person has to understand is that when religions left Africa and they came into the New World, they had a diverse experience. And there's many influences that came into the picture, right? When we came into Hispaniola, speaking for us Haitians and Dominicans, I mean, listen, where the African part, I know Dominican is so mixed and stuff like that, but listen, when the Africans came in, let me just place, just in general, when the Africans came into Hispaniola, right? They came in contact with the Taínos, right? So listen, then you had another wave of Africans that came in as well. And they settled on west side, west side part of the island, right? So now you got different people picking up different influences from what they see. They got natives there. They got their own cultural experiences. Now they're coming in contact with plants that they probably never seen before, but now they realize the effects of these plants. So now you have a whole tradition boiling where you have people from different nations. Think about Vodou and 21 divisions. That we're talking about nations. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about nations of spirits. And these nations can be the lois themselves, the mysterios. We can be talking also about ethnic nations from which the spirits come from. See, Ifa is just Nigeria. It's singled in Nigeria. When we're talking about 21 divisions, we talk about Vodou. We're talking about spirits from Guinea. We're talking about spirits from Togo. We're talking about spirits. We're talking about spirits from Nigeria. Congo. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about spirits from various places. And you start talking about the Taínos, some of the spirits that they used to serve, some of the practices that they used to serve. So now you begin to see that we have a mega experience happening where it partially came from here but we had other great minds putting their thoughts together. Okay, we're going to add this on. We're going to add this on. We're going to venerate this. We're going to venerate that. Now, okay, now we got magie. See, now you got to understand there's so much wars that was fought on that island. So what you had, which was probably peaceful in one sense, so people was like, we got to turn up. We got to turn up. We got to go. We got to start reaching out to the very powerful spirits. Now we have to summon the Cigayos, right? The Cigayo. We have to summon the Petwo nation. We have to deal with these spirits because now we're under oppression, right? So listen, you got to understand, there's been wars fought on the entire island. So what people knew had to adapt to their environment. See, a person coming from Ifa, I say to this, if you're going to practice religion, practice religion. But when we start talking about Vodou, you start talking about religions that, that evolved in the New World, I would give them an advantage over traditional religions in Africa. Because the thing is, it's been experienced, these experiences grew from different experiences, and they incorporated a lot of new things into what originally was. It's like this, prime example. If you are a fighter, right, MMA, you can't be a one-dimensional fighter in MMA today. In the beginning, it was effective. UFC 1, UFC 2, it was effective. But what happened later down the line? You had your Vitor Belforts that came in. You had your Maurice Smith that came in. You had cross-training fighters that entered into the fight game. So now the one-dimensional fighters were being pushed to the side. They were getting their behinds handed to them. And that was because of the evolution. And this is why I say to people today that are in the practice of Vodou, or whether they're in practice, or whether they're from the DR side, is that what you're doing has to evolve. Don't think because where we're at, no, always strive to evolve what you're doing. Make it better. You know what I'm saying? Don't rely on the old ways, like I say to people that come to America from Haiti or DR. Listen, if you don't have access to do things the way you was doing it over there, make it adapt and work with your environment today. So if there was a conversation, or if there was if I was to make the call, I would definitely say Vodou has a lot of advantages over Ifa. So that was my reasoning for that. Listen, we did a magnificent live tonight. Listen, I'm going to have to, you know what? Let me look at the comment section before I dip out here. Let me look at the comment section. This is a very hot live tonight. This is, what the hell? Okay, one second. Okay, so listen up. I'm going to conclude this live for tonight. This was extraordinary. There was so much things that I got to touch on tonight. And I thank you guys for participating in this live, because if it wasn't for your questions, this live would definitely not be awesome. So listen, besides, wait. Before I leave here, I need you guys to hit those like buttons. There's a lot of people tuning in tonight. I need you guys to hit those like buttons. You say, if you're watching this video right now, especially for you YouTubers and Facebook people, hit those lives, hit those like buttons, because this video definitely needs likes whatsoever, because we need this thing to be pushed to the algorithm. This was an awesome live. I think I enjoyed it whatsoever. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So listen, I'm going to conclude this live. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching.